have Dr. Tom O'Brien and also Dan Moriarty, who is a citizen scientist, to talk about healthy cells. If you cannot hear, please move closer. Thank you. Let's give them a hand.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for coming. I know it's not ideal listening conditions, so I appreciate your patience. I'm Dan Moriarty. I'm the formulator of what I really believe is a very revolutionary product that is soon to hit the public market in America. Basically what it is, and it takes these films, if you look at these slides, these are herbs, and you'll notice there's slides of people. And so there's something that I have to really explain to you from the beginning. About 40 years ago, I started studying along the lines of ethnobotany, which is the study of people and the herbs that they use in their natural world. And it was very interesting to me because my life was basically saved by a person when I got bit by a scorpion simply by using a herb, a root called guaco. I wouldn't be here today if this man did not have the knowledge to do what he did. So with that in mind, it really inspired me to bring some of this knowledge from the native and ancient indigenous cultures to our world. And what I've decided to do this evening or this afternoon is to explain to you what we have here. It's a liquid supplement that is almost like a gift from the native cultures of this world to the modern people that we are today. Now these people have adapted to very high altitudes, like the lady from Hunza. People there live regularly 100 years old, and the mountainous region is very difficult to live in. These people are from Amazonia, the Yanomami, down in the sub-Atlantic rainforest in Brazil. These are the Jaguar people down in Brazil. They've had to adapt to different conditions, so from high altitude to jungles. These are some of the herbs. This is Schisandra chinensis, one of the 11 adaptogenic herbs that's in this solution right here. This is once again in Hunza. So these people, you can see the terrain is incredible. Very difficult to live there. And yet, these people have adapted to these conditions, not only physically and mentally, but culturally, spiritually, in every which way. Now, we're modern people. We are living in a modern world, but we have not adapted to the world that we've created. We've created a world that is basically killing us. We have not adapted. We're paleo people. We're 10,000 years old, genetically and biologically. So what's the problem? We need help adapting. So about 1940, a doctor in Russia by the name of Lazarov, Nikolai Lazarov, he noticed that there were certain elements in herbal substances that help the cells at the cellular level achieve a state of resistance to stress. So under a grant from the Russian government, he was proceeding with studies starting in 1940. And this group of herbs are known as adaptogens. You may not be familiar with them, but it's a very definite class of herbs. One herb out of every 4,000 beneficial botanical ingredients can be rightly called an adaptogen. These herbs help us on a couple of levels. They help us at the cellular level because it allows the cell to reassess the stress load that it's under. And the mitochondria within the cell produce energy. So it allows the cell to reassess its energy necessary and reboot to an appropriate energy level. We're all people that need a little boost. That's why we drink coffee. That's why people take stimulant drinks all over the place. We're a stimulant culture. But what that does is that it's a central nervous system stimulant, and it just increases our adrenal output, which is basically causing a flight or fight reflex in our body, increasing cortisol production, stress hormone production. We wear ourselves out trying to feel better. Adaptogens, they do completely different. What they're doing in adaptogens, the adaptogen is helping the cell to reboot to an appropriate energy setting. That's at the cellular level. At the actual overall systemic or whole body level, they help us to adjust and harmonize our body systems, our hormones, our endocrine system, our brain chemistry. All has to be balanced. It's like a car. If it's not running in a balanced state, tuned up so to speak, you get very bad gas mileage. and it may not run at all. Well, we're almost the same thing. We eat food, that's our fuel, and yet we're not running at that balanced state. So this herbal supplement has 11 of the world's most powerful adaptogenic ingredients put together in a synergistic formula. And Benosian and Gardenoff and Breckman, these are people that have studied that. There's been over 5,000 human clinical studies done on adaptogenic herbs. It's been the cornerstone of the Russian and East German and Soviet bloc physical, military, and cosmonaut supplemental program. We don't know much about it because it was invented over there. But the bottom line is the herbs are all over the world. Now, when I was traveling, starting in the 70s, around the world, I noticed people were well adapted and could do things I couldn't do, and they were able to function in environments that I couldn't function in, and I was wondering, why is this? When you take them out of those environments, they degrade faster than we do, so they're not genetically superior. They have something that's in their environment that allows them to adapt to those difficult environments. And I discovered a commonality, or basically a common denominator, between all these healthy cultures and what they use. And they were all accessing adaptogens in their culture. So I decided to go and try this on myself. I decided to put together a formula of these adaptogens. I'm 60 years old. I've been in plane wrecks. I've had some terrible physical accidents. I put myself through physical prep all the time. I'm a martial artist. I tested it on myself first. Then I started testing it on students of mine who are martial artists. And this is very, very difficult work, competitive. Pan American champions, world champions, all the way to current MMA champions. We tested it, and we were able to see that it really did give us more energy, but not in a peaky fashion, but just a steady, like I'm having a good day. That's what we want. We don't want to feel anything. We just want to feel good. We don't want to feel up. We want to feel nervous. We don't want to feel like coffee high or jitters. We just want to feel like we feel on the best day of our life, and we want to feel like that every day. That's all. We're still going to get old. We're still going to die someday. It's not going to change that. But what it is going to do, it's going to get us off of this track that's leading us to chronic illnesses and help us to just live a healthier, better life. So what is this? It's just simply a gift from native cultures. The gynostemma, the various plants in here have been used for thousands of years. I did not invent them. They're not invented by anybody. They're put here on this planet, and they are very beneficial. So when we have these things, we have given our body a tool that we will be able to now adapt to the stresses that we're under. We're all under stress. So stress is not an illness, and yet it can cause illness. So we need to mitigate that stress in our lives. So in a nutshell, by observing these cultures and knowing when you take them out of it, away from what they have as a botanical ingredient, when you take them away from those resources, they degrade quickly. But when they have them, they can adapt to almost anything. And us modern people, we're no different. So in the modern world, this tool can help us to adjust to the stresses that we are individually under. If we are having chronic fatigue syndrome, we just want to have a little more energy, feel better. All of us need to feel as good as we can. We have busy lives. We have children. We have husbands, wives. We all have a lot of demands on us. So adaptogens are just simply a way to really do what we all really want to do, and that's just enjoy our lives a little better. It's not medicine in the classical sense because it's not symptomatic. It's not like a herb for a problem. It's just a general tonic, but you will notice it. I will guarantee you that. You will absolutely notice it. Now, I'm going to tell you from experience. I have seen people, and I could probably point them out. This guy's never been in a gym in his life. And I can tell you how strong that guy is. The physical power that guy has. He climbs trees every day for a living, picking that. This is Ganoderma lucida. That's a very old picture of an American Indian woman, but very well adapted people. Every one of these people, the herbs that are in this drink come from these cultures. So you're going to see when you try it, if you do, and we invite you to order it online or get it here while we're here, and just try it out. Try it for a couple of weeks, and you will love it. It's just amazing. That's all I can tell you. So the effects of adaptogens, there's 5,000 papers written on it. I don't want to bore you with all the things that it can do. Simply put, herbs are very complex. We have elements that bring us up, bring us down, and we don't concentrate them and isolate the active ingredients, because when you do that, you can make something toxic. You can take lettuce and make it a toxic substance. If you concentrate lettuce, it becomes toxic. It's just that simple. So we keep these things in a very bioavailable form. It's liquid. It crosses into our systems very quickly, and we'll just feel incredibly good most of the time. We may get a cold once in a while. It's not like it's going to solve all your problems, but in general, you will not want to be without it. And I've been working with this stuff since, like I mentioned, all the way back in the late 70s. And so I can tell you from experience, hundreds of people have benefited. Now my partner is Dr. Tom O'Brien. Mr. O'Brien, I'll just introduce him. Dr. O'Brien has been in the health industry for over 30 years. He is headed up as medical marketing director for major companies. He travels all over the world and lectures on people's autoimmune disease, celiac disease, gluten sensitivity. You can find him online anywhere you want, and he's just got back from Europe. He flew in just in time for this convention, and he's my partner. He's my medical marketing director, and I'm going to let him explain on a little different level what he has seen in his own experience about this product, Sunhorse, which, by the way, he's my partner, and he's going to explain it even better than I can. But from my point of view, and I will say this, going back to my original discussion, I was raised by a mother who's Hungarian, and herbs were medicine in my family. I never knew any other medicine. That's really what I knew. My three brothers were born in Mexico. My daughter was born in Mexico, and when I was young, I spent a lot of my time running around the hardwood forest in Mexico. So I learned that those Huichol Indians that live down there, they know every plant and every herb, and it just got me started on this process of learning. So this product is basically my life in a bottle. It's everything I know about what's beneficial in the world that is the most easy, non-toxic, wonderful thing that we all want. It's just like drinking coffee or tea, only this is better. So I'm just going to leave this with Tom and let him explain to you from a little bit more also personal experience, but also from a medical perspective of what he's seen adaptogens do. And it's quite simple. So I'd like to introduce Mr. O'Brien right now. Thank you for your patience.
Hello. Hello. Thank you for staying. There's 3 points I want to give you. First one, no one gets Alzheimer's in their 60s or 70s. You get Alzheimer's in your 20s and 30s. It just takes 30 years of killing off brain cells before there's so much damage that now it's obvious. Does that make sense to you? Yes? That's true of all degenerative diseases. Our bodies adapt as long as we can so that we don't have the symptoms. If I fall off a curb and I hurt my ankle, I walk a little funny. I'm adapting. I could walk straight if I wanted to, but it would hurt. So the body adapts. I automatically walk funny. Your biochemistry adapts all the time. We're always adapting to the problems that are going on inside us. That's what adaptogens enhance. Is that if you're too high, they bring you down. If you're too low, they bring you up. That category of herbs called adaptogens are to help our bodies adapt to whatever's going on inside that's not functioning correctly. Most of you have heard of one of the adaptogenic herbs called ginseng. Have you heard of ginseng? And there are hundreds of studies, maybe thousands, I don't know, on ginseng. So many different benefits, and it's because you adapt. If you're too high, ginseng brings you down. If you're too low, it brings you up. What Dan has done, he's very humble. He went to Brazil. He went to Costa Rica. He went to Mexico. And he lived with these people to find out what the herbs were that were keeping them so full of endurance and such high performers. And he put this formula together that it shocked me. I've never seen anything like this in 30 years. It's as pure can be. The only sweetener in here is a little bit of organic maple syrup. And it'll never change. This is going to be, we are committed to having the purest formula possible so that there's no toxicity to it whatsoever. My mother was dying. I got the call from hospice that she could die any day now. She'd been in hospice already for a number of weeks. We'd done a DNR, which means do not resuscitate. Don't use life-saving measures because her quality of life had gotten so bad. And they called and said any day. So I flew home to Detroit. My flight was late. I got home about 2 in the morning. And my mother had been in a semi-comatose state for 8 days. What that means is she was like this. And if you do this, she didn't blink. She didn't see you. She didn't talk to you. The nurse would come every day and bathe her and keep her clean, but her life was... And so we did a DNR. Do not resuscitate. Let's let her go. I got home and I saw my mother like that at 2 in the morning. I thought, why not? I had some Sun Horse with me because I don't travel without it. I just came back from 4 weeks in Europe, and I had it with me everywhere, in my baggage. So with my mother, I put 2 eyedroppers full in her mouth. I angled her head so that it didn't dribble out, and so she swallowed it. I set my alarm for an hour later, so now it's 3:30 in the morning. I got up again. I gave her 2 more eyedroppers full, and then I did it once more, and then I had to leave with my sister. We came back 4 or 5 hours later. The nurse had come to take care of her, and we walk in the door, and my mother is in a wheelchair, and she goes, "Hi, Tom." She was talking. My sister started crying. What is this? What is this? And we gave her 1 ounce of Sun Horse twice a day, and then we made it 2 ounces twice a day. My mother lived another 6 weeks. And during that 6-week period, she was at the kitchen table in the wheelchair, having dinner with the family. You know, her body was worn out by that point, but she was conscious, she was alive, she was talking to the grandchildren. That shocked me. And it brought me back to Encinitas, and I looked Dan up and I said, what is this stuff? Since then, we've given it to congestive heart failure patients. Those are people who can't walk up a flight of stairs because their heart muscle's not working very well. Within 3 weeks, they're walking 2 and 3 blocks. Women who, their energy post-menopausally, their energy is low, and they're drinking more coffee just to keep them going. Within about a month, they're exercising every day. They've lost 5, 10, 15 pounds. They've just got their life back. It's unbelievable what this does because they're all adaptogens. If you're too low, they bring you up. If you're too high, they bring you down. I've never seen anything like this in 30 years. That's pretty much what I wanted to say. I mean, I don't know what else to say to you folks here. You know, this is a crazy environment to try and talk to you in. This is nonsense, but we suggest that you just consider this, and if you have some area of your body that's not working the way you want it to, give this a try for 30 days. Just try it.
We're booth 406.
Thank you.
We're booth 406.
Tom, I really want to thank you. On short notice, he's been out on the road, as he always is, only this time it was Europe for 10 speaking engagements. Got in last night, didn't go home, drove straight to my house, and I gave him the rundown on this convention here, and I told him about our speaking engagement. Of course, he's here. And it's true, he doesn't travel anywhere without Sun Horse, and neither do I. But the bottom line is this, you know, it's really hard to listen to something like this and not be skeptical, and I don't blame anybody here for being skeptical, because I'm a skeptic too. And to be scientific in any fashion at all, you need to maintain a healthy level of skepticism in your life, especially in this world we live in. But you know, I can honestly say that you really have to just look on the screen here and look at some of these people that pop up there. Look at the girl with the falcon when she comes around. This is from the Caucasus region. This is in the high mountains of Spinelli. And this woman doesn't play video games. She flies a falcon for fun, right? And I'm going to tell you right now, these people are amazing. The men can jump straight up, without running, just jump straight up that high, kick their legs out, and repetitively, it just blows your mind what they can do. And the bottom line is they're just like us. They're people just like us. They've adapted. And they use, one of the interesting things is that an adaptogen that exists in their mountains called marl root. Very, very important adaptogen. Okay? So bottom line is, it doesn't matter if you're talking about the Yanomami, the Jagua, the people of the Caucasus region up in High Spineti. It doesn't matter where in the world you go. In Russia, Eleutherococcus senticosus. In Siberia, you go down to the Amazon, where I spent a lot of time. They have a plant that they use down there that in the native language is called what gives power to the people. That's the name of the plant. I mean, like, they don't get malaria. I mean, I'm eating malaria pills like candy, and I'm deadly afraid of mosquitoes. I don't like dengue fever, and I don't like malaria, so I'm eating my malaria pill. These guys are getting bit every day by Anopheles mosquitoes, and I'm like, why don't they eat malaria pills? And they say, well, they just don't get it. And I'm like, no, I know, from the medical world. This is a blood parasite. You have malaria if you get bit by an Anopheles mosquito. But they don't get the symptoms. They don't get sick. They do have a blood parasite. They have the malaria blood parasite. They just don't get ill. So I find out what that herb is. I have it in sunhorse. What gives power to the people? Guess what? It gives power to the people. We've had animal testing done where scars on animals where they had a wound. You can go to our booth and look at this. We have a product line. This is for people. Sunhorse Energy. Sunhorseenergy.com. It's for people. But if you go online, you can look up Sunhorse for critters. Critters are animals. We found out when we did the animal testing that scars that had been scars without hair on them forever, all of a sudden start growing hair back. The hair starts to grow on the scar. That's almost impossible. We had horses where their eyes were puffed up so big they were going to surgically remove their eye. And they were scheduled for removal, and the owner said, you know what? Go ahead, try it. I mean, what the heck? We're going to take the eye out. The horse is suffering. We've got to get this eye out. It's expanding from interocular pressure. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So bottom line, we give it to the horse. The horse still has his eye. Everything went down. The point being is that this stuff, it potentiates the cells. Our cells in our body are smart enough to know what to do. They know if we give them the proper nourishment and the proper adaptogenic tool, our cells know what to do. So we have this extra energy that the adaptogens will elicit a higher energy setting at the cellular level. Dr. Tom can tell you this. And with that extra energy, what it does is it goes and starts to heal damage that we have accrued over our lives. And I can tell you because I was in a plane wreck. I have scars on my face. I had to pull my sunglasses out of my forehead. I was the pilot. The plane conked out. I crash landed, and I had a passenger with me. I was severely damaged. And I had so many, I didn't think I could ever surf again, let alone do martial arts. I had a lot of internal damage. And bottom line is, I just stayed with simple, I mean, obviously went to the hospital. I was obviously in an emergency room. They fixed me up as best they could. But the long-term healing was not achieved in the hospital. It was achieved in my life. And by using these, I don't have any residual effects anymore from this. Even the doctors are amazed at that. I don't have any residual effects, except the scars. I do have scars. But other than that, I'm still fine. Broke bones all over the place. And I still do martial arts. So the point being is that these people that you see here, they don't have Obamacare. They don't have a health system. They don't even have modern hospitals. Their health system is, don't get sick. Do not get sick. You get sick, you're going to die. You get sick beyond what can be handled in their kitchen, you're out of it. So consequently, adaptogens are their daily method of staying in an anabolic setting. And I'm going to say this slightly scientific, but all I'm going to say, it should be easy to understand, is that adaptogenic herbs have been known and are known with the research papers that are already published to elicit an anabolic setting, which is a growth setting at the cell level. So rather than be homeostasis, which is holding your own, or catabolic, which unfortunately most of us are. We're catabolic. We're actually going downhill, not uphill. So holding our own, we want to be anabolic. So it'll set that stage in the cells, and it'll allow us to feel like we should feel. You know, we're still going to get older. Genetically, we'll get older. But, you know, for whatever age we are, we want to feel as good as our genes will allow. I like to tell people, healthy cells, healthy you. Healthy, does that make sense? Healthy cells, healthy you. And this, you might laugh, and if you do, it's okay. But I'd like you to all be the people of your genes. That's really all we can ask for. You know, he wants to have the woman of his genes. She wants to have the man of his genes. It's just that simple. We want to achieve our genetic potential, whatever that is. We've inherited that from our parents. We can't change it. Man, the scientists think we can change it, but realistically not going to change very easy. So we want to achieve our genetic potential. And that, if we give our body the proper tools, our body knows what to do. You know, it's just that simple. So we just invite you to do a little education. We've had the world out there is full of education of all types. We see giant dripping McDonald's hamburgers full of grease and cheese on TV. Unfortunately, Dr. Tom and I do not have enough money to put these people and our product up there with McDonald's. We just don't have the money to do it. So at the bottom line is it's education. So we're inviting everybody here to try this product. And if you try this product and you feel good about it, please tell somebody, because you're doing them a great favor. And we're trying to get this out there, get it out of the realm of the doctors and medical people. And it's just really simply an energy drink, guys. I mean, when you take an energy drink, what do you expect? You expect to feel something, right? That's what an energy drink is. You expect to feel something. So that's why it's an energy drink. What it's doing is unbelievable. I'm not going to tell you all the stuff it's going to do. I'm going to tell you it's an energy drink. And will it cure everything you've ever had? Probably not. Will you feel better? Absolutely. And so from that point on, it's quite simple. So come to our stand over here. This has been a very nice venue. It's our very first experience in a convention like this. It's all been word of mouth. We ship this stuff all over the country. Everything is word of mouth, and we're online, of course. But this is the first time we've had to really explain this to people in settings such as this. So I'm just going to invite you to come over there, and you have my personal guarantee that if for any reason you don't like this, just come and see me. We have a contact page. But more importantly, I want to say the upside of this is when you try this product, you are going to feel better. You're going to have experiences. I want those. So I have to say both sides. So I want to leave you with the thought that you're going to try this, you're going to feel, I know what you're going to feel. If you try this, you're going to feel better. And I want to hear those stories. I want Dr. Tom to hear those stories. And we're a local company. We're in San Diego, Southern California. We're in the epicenter of everybody trying to feel good. And that's true. But we love this place. But this is where it's starting, and it's spreading just fine. We're shipping it all over the world. So this is a gift. Just remember this. This is a gift from these cultures to us. Now, what are we going to do with it? We need them, but you know what? They need us too. Because if we don't appreciate what they've done, if we don't access these things in our lives, if we don't save those biomes where these plants come from, which are very dear to my heart, if we don't save those environments, if we don't value the cultures and the history of the people that have given this opportunity, then they're going to pass away too. So we won't adapt. We're already killing ourselves pretty good around here, but they won't make it either. So we need them, and they need us. So I'm just going to leave you with that. I can't possibly sit up here for 45 minutes. I don't know why they gave me 45 minutes, but you pretty much heard it all, and I do appreciate your time. You've been a very respectful and very, very diligent audience. So come on over and say hi, and take some of the information and get in touch with us online, and we'll always answer every email you send us. We're all about you. That's why we're here. It's my desire, my fervent desire, to have everybody, it's like this, like two railroad tracks. We got this railroad track where we're born, we're healthy kids, we go to school, we start working, we have our family, then we start feeling a little bad, we're not feeling quite as good. By the time we retire, we're feeling really bad, and heck, in a few years later, we're out on the junkyard, we're in the waste heap, and it's like planned obsolescence. That's the railroad track. I'm over here, and I'm trying, I need you your help. I'm trying to throw a switch, and I'm trying to throw this switch and get us on a different track. I want us off the stimulant culture, and I want us on a cellular health culture. We're cells. Don't let anybody kid you. Nobody, no doctor in the world can disagree that we're made out of cells. So we want to throw that switch, get on this track, which is going to lead to feeling good as we can, and achieving our genetic potential, and that's what I'd like to leave you with. Thank you very much. Oh, excuse me.
I've got one more thing, two things to say. I was asked to say that as a suggestion, this is a gift of love to your family. You send it to your family. But there was one thing I just thought of to say to you, and you may not know this, but this was published 5 years ago, that children born in this last 10 years have a shorter projected lifespan than their parents. This is the first time in the history of the human civilization our kids will not live as long as us. That's given. We all, the doctors all know that now. The way that we live our lives, the way that we take care of ourselves is killing us faster than ever before in history. What you put in your mouth is the fuel that either rebuilds you or takes you down. Every forkful of what you put in your mouth is inflammatory, meaning causing more damage, or anti-inflammatory. There's no neutrals, except healthy water. That's the only neutral. And what Sunhorse does, Sunhorse turns on the genes to rebuild stronger tissue and to balance you out. That's what an adaptogen does. Never seen anything like this on the market, ever. It's as pure can be. If you're, as you're listening to Dan, you see how sincere he is. That's the company. It's that sincere. It'll stay that sincere. So thank you very much for attending. Thank you.